Hi, today is Financial Friday and it is February 27th. And since it's a short month, we're going to call it a done deal for the month of February. I don't plan on spending any money tomorrow, which is Saturday. I thought I would start today's topic with spending with intention on a low budget. And I have some real life examples to talk about today. And the topic is planning for fun or things that weren't in the budget. And I've had to do some serious thinking this week. And the first one I've known about for a while. I love a Christian artist named Fernando Ortega. And I found out he's coming to Indiana tonight. And I never heard of the town before, so I did a map quest, and the town he's at is about an hour and a half drive from my house. And it's at a church. And I don't think there was any admission to go to the concert. It's just at a church. So I really wanted to go. And I looked around at hotels. Hotels are around $100. And the concert is at 7 p.m. tonight. And I don't like driving at night. So I really had to think hard about this. Do I really, really want to go? The answer was yes. Do I want to drive for 3 hours in one day? And the answer is probably not. And number 3, can I afford the hotel bill? And right now the answer is no. And I'm a little disappointed, but I have been to a couple of his concerts in the past. Another thing this week is last Friday I started planting seedlings for petunias, and I did a little video on that. I was all excited about it. They germinated yesterday, and I have had trouble with losing seedlings right after they emerge from the ground. And I did some reading yesterday, and one thing that was suggested was getting a little oscillating fan and blowing on the seedlings, because out in nature, seedlings get strengthened when the wind blows and they have to make their stems stronger and all that good stuff. So I thought, okay, I need to buy a fan. So I went online, and fans can run from $10 to $30 or $40. So I thought, well, how much do I really want to spend? And I didn't want to go the $40 route. So I went to Menards this morning, and I did find a $39.99 oscillating fan, and I found one that was $12. So since it's for seedlings, it is, and I'm only going to use it for a couple weeks or whatever, I decided to go with the cheap route. But if I made more money, I probably would have grabbed the $40 one and just gone with it, but I didn't. And so that wasn't too hard of a decision to make. And that's kind of an added cost I hadn't planned on using in my gardening this year. And then the third thing that came up, I got this in the mail this week, and I hope it's not backwards. It is the Great American Coach Lines, their 2026 tour schedule. So I went through and I circled the ones I might really want to go to. There's one in July, one in August, and one in October. And the cheapest one's $80, and the most expensive one is $99. So I thought, well, I could plan ahead and go to one or two of these things. So that's kind of a good thing for planning ahead for non-essential budget items. And they're day trips, and I can sit in a bus. I don't have to drive myself. I don't have to spend money on gas. I find driving stressful to some degree. And if I'm in a bus, I don't have to worry about getting lost or anything. So I may go to 1, 2, or 3. I don't think I'll do all 3, but I'll do a couple. so I can save up a little bit. And in the summertime, utility bills are usually a little bit lower, so I will have more money. And I may or may not be disappointed if I can't go. But I just wanted to show some real life examples of living on a low income. We really have to think through what we spend. And that's why I have a budget. I have a budget that shows all the essentials. You know, you can see my utility bills and how much I spend on groceries and a few other incidentals. But some things come up that you hadn't really planned for. So I hope this helps a little bit with people trying to budget their money. I know that we want to do fun things, but sometimes when you're living on a low budget, you have to give more thought. So we are in the end of February here, and I'm gonna put up my checking account for the month. It'll be in the corner here somewhere. And I have said this in prior videos that the majority of my bills come the first half of the month. So I really didn't have a whole lot this week. And I took out $135 for groceries for 2 weeks. And then I got my first ever YouTube paycheck. It was $122.25. And I became monetized in October, I think. So to become monetized, you need to have 4,000 subscribers. I take that back. You need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours. And I made that. I'm really happy that I'm there. So for 4 months of videos, I made $122. I transferred $52 to my checking account. And I do show that on my expense tracker for my checking account. The balance I'm leaving in a high yield savings account. So I may not always talk about my YouTube paycheck earnings. To be honest, I'm making between 50 cents and $1 a day. So but when I do get some money, I will throw a little bit in my checking account. And I may or may not tell you about it. So if you want to increase my earnings, click on the like button, because the analytics like to see that people like what I'm talking about. And if you haven't subscribed, please click on the subscription button, and that will also help me earn money. And all you have to do is watch me. Simple as that. Watch me and do 2 clicks. How about that? Okay, so that's my checking account. And in my cash account, and I will put in my cash account, I'll have a little screen up here for that. I transferred $135 from my checking account and put it in the cash account. And because I made some money on YouTube, I decided to give a little money to a small charity, and I gave $15 for that. You feel good when you help out somebody else. So I helped out somebody else in a little way this week, and I gave them $15. Then I went to Kroger on February 24th, and I spent almost $53. And then I went back on the 25th, and I spent another $14. And I went to Fresh Market because they have beef on sale on Tuesdays. I have the wrong date, but that's okay. So I have $49 left in my cash account. And since it's the end of the month, I don't show the entire details of my checking account, but I'm in the black $13, so I kind of cut it close this month. And that's why I talked about spending with intention. And next is I'm going to show my actual budget for February. And I'll put on the screen here the first half of the month. And let me grab my computer because I don't have it with me. I'm back. So I'm going to show my budget for January and February. And I also have March on the little spreadsheet also. I get emails when upcoming bills are due. And I noticed my internet went up $5 a month. I haven't called them yet, but I looked at my bill and they're increasing my identity protection from $10 a month to $15 a month. There's probably nothing I can do about it, but honestly, it aggravates me because going from $10 to $15, that's a 50% raise in rates. So that's definitely going up in March. And I noticed for February, my electric and gas bills were high. Probably will be the highest bills for both for the whole year because February was a pretty cold month. Actually, late January into February was pretty cold. So I'm hoping my gas bill will go down in March, and I can see for my March electric bill, it's down about $10 from February, and I am thankful for that. So if we look at the subtotal for the housing budget for January and February, it was down quite a bit because I talked about it last week. The Homeowners Association fee was in there. And today, gardening, I went to Menards and I spent $22 on a fan. I bought something else. Oh, I bought birdseed too. I wasn't sure where to put birdseed. I need to come up with a line for that. So I bought that today. And now we're going to go to the second half of my budget. And groceries for this month, I spent $191.67, and I budget $200 a month. And I didn't buy any non-grocery or household cleaning, and those are kind of generic. If I spend some money, I'm not sure where to put it. I could put it in there. I could have put the birdseed in there instead of up in the garden section. What else did I have this month? And I talked about this earlier. I had a doctor's visit. And in January, I had a dental bill. So my expenses for February are down in personal care. And that is a good thing. And it's about where it should be in housing. So that is my February budget for the month. I didn't show you my little, here it is. I keep my receipts. So they're all together. I keep my receipts. And because I do most everything on an Excel spreadsheet, I didn't write down everything, but I do keep them. So my receipts are, if I do cash, or I went to Menards today and I used my debit card, but it's in here somewhere. So starting Sunday, we're going to start a new month in March, and hopefully our utility bills will go down a little bit and we'll have a little more spending money. And maybe some of you are getting refunds in March. And if you get refunds, think through what you're going to do with that extra money. Do you have some outstanding debts? Number one, you probably want to pay those off first. And then number two, if you don't have 3 to 6 months emergency savings, you may want to throw that into a savings account. rainy day fund. And if you have that in place, then you can go spend it. And even if you have debt, take some money out and enjoy it too. Treat yourself to a meal or something, and then put the rest towards paying off your debt, because we got to have fun once in a while, right? So let's get ready for March and see how we do, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.